And
Hello,
clever people, and welcome to our review of Zoolander 2. Connor, what is Zoolander 2 about?
Zoolander 2 is an excuse for Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson to make really bad jokes that are outdated and is basically Zoolander rebooted with worse jokes.
Okay, you can tell what he thought about the movie. Personally, I didn't like this movie, but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it to an extreme degree, but I didn't necessarily like it. Now, there are some things I liked about it. I thought that there were some funny parts in the movie. Some parts that I really laughed at. Funny. I thought there were some funny parts. Especially the Neil deGrasse Tyson cameo. He's in the movie very briefly, but the part that he's in, I laughed out loud. I thought that he was hilarious in that. And I thought that Ben Stiller did a good job with the role. He did not have smart dialogue. He wasn't outstanding, but I thought that he did fine in the role.
Ben Stiller is a terrible actor. He was good in Zoolander, but in this, he was terrible.
Alright, Connor, what did you think of this movie?
This movie was terrible. Oh my god, they'll make the same joke over and over and over again. Do you expect us to laugh again, even though it's the second time? It's basically, okay, you laughed at this joke in Zoolander, so we're basically going to put this exact same joke in Zoolander 2, and you're totally going to laugh, because you totally forgot, even though you probably saw it last month. There are a ton of parts in the trailer, there are a ton of lines in the trailer that aren't even in the movie.
There are?
Yeah.
There are. Yeah, there's quite a few, actually, now that I think about it.
There are a lot.
Pretty lazy.
It is really lazy. It just makes you feel, the director's just this will definitely make them, want to see the movie more, even though it's basically one line. Oh, yeah. Totally trick them. Some of the celebrity cameos are good, like
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
But some of them are just forced.
Yeah, just like the Katy Perry one.
Katy Perry is just oh hey Katy Perry.
Oh hey Katy Perry, you're just randomly there. Yeah.
I know, I am. It's basically what it is, and there's a ton of ones like that, and it's just really bad. In the original Zoolander, there are cameos, like the David Bowie one, the ones that are blatantly obvious, but it's not annoying. Yeah. But in this, it's just annoying. It's basically yeah, we're in Hollywood, we're cool, yeah, celebrities.
Yeah.
So go see this movie so you can see Katy Perry. Yeah. No, there's such terrible CGI. You wouldn't expect there to be CGI in a movie like this, basically a comedy with a tiny bit of action. No. In the original film, when everyone does the Magnum and they just do, and then it just kind of spoiler alert, but the M thing stops. But in this, it's just some weird force kind of thing. Yeah, it's really bad. Stupid. And then when they force it up, it looks like, okay, this is Chronicle, but really crappy Chronicle.
Really crappy.
Really crappy Chronicle CGI. But that's basically what it is. And it's not funny. I smiled once and I laughed once. And when I laughed, it was a callback to the original movie. That is not good in a movie that's supposed to be funny. It's a comedy. You have to laugh in a comedy. You don't laugh in this comedy. Oh my god. Just watch Zoolander again. It's better. Zoolander is much better. Zoolander is the only Ben Stiller movie I like. I'll talk about it more when we compare it. But, oh my god. If you're drunk or something, or you're really dumb, then you might like this movie. Or if you're just really lazy and you just want something to turn your brain off and kind of laugh twice, then go see this film. But see Deadpool instead. Deadpool is funnier. And honestly, Rent Bridge of Spies, that's funnier.
That's funnier? Bridge of Spies is funnier. Okay. Now, I understand a lot of things that you're coming from. Again, I laughed a few times, but that's not enough to hold me over. And I thought Vince Vaughn did well, but what I really hate about this movie is that they destroyed everything from the first in the beginning.
Yes!
There's a montage.
Oh my god, it's basically like, oh yeah! You know how everything ended perfectly in the end of Zoolander? Well, guess what? The wife is dead! Ha! Yeah, and his son is gone.
It's so stupid. And like you said earlier, his son, such a bad character.
He's such a terrible character.
My
he's
God.
The one good actor in this film. Owen Wilson was okay. But he's the one good actor. He's playing such a terrible role.
I thought that he was a horrible actor, and his character's he's a jerk. He is horrible. He's just like,
I hate you. You're my father.
Yeah,
but I hate you.
Yeah, you're my father, but I hate you, and I don't like you because you did stupid things when I was little, and I can't even remember, but I still hate you.
You didn't make spaghetti.
Yeah, it's
so bad that you didn't make me my spaghetti.
Yeah.
I hate you forever.
This is literally one of the lines in the movie that's supposed to be funny. Yeah, I got this tattoo when my grandpa died. That's supposed to be funny? There are some jokes in here that are so bad that I turned to Connor with my jaw dropped, confused if that was supposed to be funny.
That's what I did too. Oh my god.
Okay.
Like some of the current pop culture references, we're just so lazy. Like you'll have a tiny phone and call something. It's like, cool, I have my phone. And it's like an iPad. Is that supposed to be funny?
Yeah, that character too, the small 11-year-old, he's barely in it, but he's
so
just
terrible.
He's just so bad, and you don't even understand why Zoolander cares about his son. There are a lot of jokes that heavily miss. It's just, there are a lot of bad things about this movie. Not as good as the original. Practically a complete copy. So cliche. The more and more I think about it, the less and less I like it.
Okay.
So
here's my major problem with this film, other than it being not funny. Zoolander has such a cool plot. It's such a unique plot.
Yeah.
This is just him trying to get his son back.
Yeah.
Like, Mugatu was such an evil character in the first one. And in this, he's just like, I want beauty. Yeah. I want beauty. Because I'm ugly. But, yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's just like, reveal, guess what? It's all fake. I'm sorry, spoiler alert, but you shouldn't care. But it's all fake, so now I brought you here and you're all gonna die, and I'm gonna leave you here to die, because I don't know why. Why would you put so much effort into making sure that 10 people die? You can just kill them. What the heck? It doesn't make sense.
In case you can't tell, this film broke Connor emotionally. I didn't hate this film, but I didn't like it. I'm never going to see it again, and the original Zoolander is much better. I give Zoolander 2 a 3.25 out of 10.
I give it a 0.5 out of 10.
0.5, wow. Alright, so the two films we're comparing
That's lower than Pixels.
Lower than Pixels, wow. Alright, the two films we're comparing it to
are Meet the Fockers
and the original Zoolander. Now, personally, we were on very different ends about Meet the Parents. He hated it. I enjoyed it. Meet the Fockers, I hate. It deals with the same thing Zoolander 2. It's the exact same thing as Meet the Parents. It's so similar. It's like from the opening scene. You're like, this feels like the beginning. It is, of the last film. It is the last film. Maybe not word for word, but page for page, it's the same film. Another thing I hate about this film, at the end of the last film, there was a lot of character arcs, a lot of characters change. At the beginning of this film, none of the characters change. They're all back to the original, and it's annoying. Barbra Streisand is a good actress, and she has some funny lines. Whoever they got to play the dad, I thought he was really bad. I thought he had a few good moments, but he just... this film really upsets me, especially since I liked the first Meet the Parents. It's not funny at all. I laughed maybe once, and there's way more sex jokes in this one than the first one, and they aren't funny. They're just annoying.
Yeah, they are.
I don't want to talk about this film any longer. I give Meet the Fockers a 3 out of 10.
That's exactly what I give to Meet the Parents. But to me, this film is... It is really similar to Meet the Parents. But for me, Meet the Parents did not have a, turn your brain off and you'll like it. This does.
Really?
I turned my brain off and I semi-liked it. There were so many jokes that I no, now that I think of it, it's worse than I expected. Like, I laughed twice, and those jokes were either from the over-the-top characters of the parents.
Yeah, Barbara
But-
Streisand and the other guy.
Yeah, but I laughed once when it was like, he has a secret compartment under the bed. That's like the only time I laughed. And like, the rest of the movie, I was kind of there. It's watchable, but it's not a movie you ever want to see.
Yeah, you never want to see it again. The script is dumb.
It is.
It's dumb. But the last one had good writing. This
No, it
one's
didn't.
just dumb. It's just dumb.
It just feels really. Now that I think about it, it is a spot-for-spot remake.
Yeah, it's literally.
They play a sport. One of them gets hurt. And the first one is volleyball. The second one is football. In the end, oh no, you're out of the circle of trust. Out of the circle of trust. Gotta get back in. Oh, he was wrong.
God, the
Oh.
circle of trust thing it's getting annoying.
Yes.
I wonder how bad Little Fockers is. Yeah. What's your score?
I'm gonna give this movie a 4.5 out of 10.
4.5. All right, higher than mine. And our final film that we're comparing it to is Zoolander. Finally, we have a silver lining in this tournament. I really enjoy Zoolander
Me
quite
too.
a bit. It's got a lot of funny parts, especially, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's like a gas station part that it's so well executed. It's great. Ben Stiller, he's fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, Ben Stiller, this is the only movie I've ever liked him in. I don't like Ben Stiller as an actor, but I liked him in this movie. I just like how there's some over-the-top jokes that you just totally get all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, I'm so sad about bottling. And it's just, and some of the other dudes are like, but there's one thing that will make this better. They're like, orange mocha frappuccino! And all
Yeah.
the cars drinking. I'm like, yeah!
Yeah.
And there are a ton of them like that are really funny. And a lot of the jokes caught me by surprise. They are insanely similar to Zoolander 2 because Zoolander 2 ripped it off. But
Yeah, they took the
not
script
talking
and
about that.
did a few different-
It's like the plot. Like I said earlier, the plot is really cool.
Yeah.
It was really unique, and I really liked it. It was just like every single death ever was a male model. Dun-dun-dun. And I really liked
Yeah.
kind of the twist. And I'm sorry if I just spoiled it. That was not the
All right.
entire twist.
Yeah,
Okay?
not the entire twist, yeah. I think it's a very enjoyable movie. There's quite a few times that I laughed. I mean, I don't think it's as funny as some people say.
Yeah,
Some
it's
people call
like-
it one of the best comedies of all
people
time.
like follow it like a cult.
Yeah, I don't think it's a cult, but there's some great lines like there may be more to life than being extremely, extremely, extremely good looking. I love some lines, and I just love the film entirely. I think the
Yeah.
directing's great. Writing's great. For the most part, the acting's great. The one thing I don't like is how quick the Owen Wilson character turns around. It's just like bang.
I didn't like. I felt I liked that aspect actually. I liked
Really?
that scene. I liked that scene.
Interesting. All right. Well,
I-
score
My score would probably be an 8.
8. I'm gonna give this a 7. So interesting. Your score's higher on 2 of the films. All right. Well, that concludes our
Two of the films? Oh yeah.
2 of the
duh.
films. Yeah.
Meet the Fockers.
All right. So that is our review of Zoolander 2. I am Robert Burke,
And I'm Connor Gilbert.
and this has been the Clever Critics. Goodbye.
I'm sorry, you have to get the camera.